Hey, what is up? Welcome back to another video. So what I have for you guys today is a damage tank type build and outward, and I'm going to show you the steps in detail on how to do it. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly where to go for talent and stuff because it's pretty easy. If you want to find out how to get to the desert and stuff, I can't do all that and fit it in one video, so you're just going to want to look in other videos or find out by going on Reddit or something. So anyway, I transferred over some stuff from my other account, including the 110 capacity backpack and a bunch of silver. Now to start off, you want to go to this guy and learn everything he has. The shield stuff is not as important because you're not going to be using a shield in this build, but you might as well get it if you end up, wanting to use a shield. But you don't really need it. The next step for this is I'm gonna go get some amylite on the beach, and while I'm at it, might as well get the bond. I end up not using it because I don't really care about setting up shop over here or going to this town at all. So, I just ended up going through here, and I gave the guy a bandage just so I can get the bond, because why not? But I was just really here for the amylite. And first I had to clear these guys before I can get through. Now this is the guy you want to go for the bond.
Thanks a bunch.
And there you go. I
Don't
just
think
got
I'm fit
it.
to run back home just yet.
I don't really need it, but whatever. Sells for some silver, I guess. So here's the amylite, and you're gonna need 3 of these to build the armor pieces. But you're also gonna need some palladium, so you can't build it right off the start. You're gonna have to travel towards the other areas because you can't really get palladium in the beginning area. Now, in order to let the plus 15 bonus from the beginning trainer take effect, you're gonna have to at least get 1 mana from this. So if you only do 1, it's not a huge deal, saying it only gets rid of 5 health and 5 stamina, and you just got a plus 15 to both of them from the latest trainer.
Listen to me.
There we go. Now I'm actually in the forest and going into Berg, so I did travel to another region. Once again, if you don't know how to get here, just go on Reddit or whatever, but here I am. I'm going into the town. Now, your second trainer is actually going to be the archer, or the wild hunter. Now, a lot of people think this is only for archery or for bows, and it's not. So this will give you a plus 30 health, and then these are going to be really important moves for this build, and then rage is also going to be a really important move for this build, because it's going to give you the rage boon, which is going to be important for the abilities. Now, I just ended up learning the archery stuff because I had the silver to do so. But obviously you don't have to, just like the shield. Now I'm heading towards a hollowed marsh, and I am speedrunning this, just going through and getting everything needed done quick. So I'm really not, as you can see, I still have the beginning weapon, and I'm not really equipped with that much stuff. So I'm gonna make my way towards Monsoon, which is at the other side, and go to the next trainer. Here we are. We're in the city. Now I'm gonna travel and try to find the bridge. It's a little hard to find this. Not really. I mean, you can obviously, if you look around, it's gonna take a couple seconds, but it just confuses me once in a while in the city. So you're gonna head up here to the monk, and you're going to want to learn this stuff. Once again, you want to learn exactly what I learned because everything's going to be important in this build. And although those are good moves to the left, you want to learn the right stuff because it's going to be a lot more important. Might as well learn metabolism. I don't want to keep eating, so that's why I learned it. Now you can read what it says. Everything here, that was one of the more important things. If you have a discipline boon on, it's going to give you a 15% resistance. And the thing about the discipline boon is brace, which is that yellow block, is actually going to give you a discipline boon if you block with it. So it sort of combos together and makes it so you're a lot tankier. And after the city, I headed towards the giant city so that I can get myself a melee weapon. Now this build is based all around physical damage and being able to soak damage. So in order to do that, I went to this guy and I got the great axe. Now you can do whatever melee weapon as long as it's two-handed. It does a lot of physical damage. You can do any. It can be like a club. It can be, you know, a hammer, an axe. I ended up getting the marble axe towards the end, or the marble great axe, which I found to be really effective. But for now, I bought this one because it's the only thing that I can get my hand on, and it's pretty good for physical damage. Now I ended up going all the way back to beginning area because I was looking for the recipe for the Amalite, and I didn't have it because I didn't think ahead and I didn't buy it. So I had to go all the way back and grab the stuff for it, or get the recipe. So this is the person that actually has the recipes.
Is there something you need?
And I believe you can get it at other cities as well, but I ended up going back here anyway because, you know, I didn't really think ahead. But you just want to grab this at the beginning or find another city, doesn't really matter. As long as you have the recipe learned, they're not uncommon either. But once you have it learned, you're going to want to craft it. Now, I did not have the resources to craft it either. The palladium, I think I didn't have any, or had one or two. I didn't have enough. No, I didn't have any. So, and also the padded stuff I was able to buy in the city, but to get the palladium, I just transferred it over from my other account, and I'm able to craft it now. So I ended up dropping my armor. I don't know why, but I'm really just supposed to unequip it so that I can craft it, because it's going to take padded armor. And now I can craft myself the armor, which is pretty much the entirety of this build. The armor is really, really important for it. So there you have it. That's the armor, and it's gonna add 20 physical damage on top of my damage. And with the abilities I have, it's just gonna keep stacking on each other. So it's really effective for damage, and you're able to soak a lot of damage. Now, not as much elemental. The only elemental resistance it has is ice. And, you know, ice is pretty useful for some of the ice mages you come across and some of the creatures you come across. But you don't have a lot of elemental resistance. And that's why you need Brace, and that's why you need the other ability that gives you 15% resistance when you have Discipline Boon on. Now, these are my stats. The good thing about this armor is it doesn't take away movement speed. I have no idea why I have -4 there. If you guys can tell me, then that'd be great, because I don't see -4 movement speed anywhere. Also, when it comes to the damage, you can see this does 40 damage, the axe, and it only says 48. It's actually 60 physical damage. You can see the armor pieces. 2 of them are +5, so that's 10, and the other one's 10, so that's 20. So it's going to be 60 overall damage. And that's really good for physical, saying this is a pretty fast weapon. The marble great axe does even more, but now we're going to look at the skills real quick. These are all the skills we got, and we're going to start assigning them. Now, focus, once again, focus and brace give you discipline, and discipline is going to be important for your resistance, your elemental resistance, so you don't die from fire damage right away. Then you're going to have Enrage, and the reason why Rage is important is because you're going to get a Rage boon from it, and that's going to be used for some of the melee skills. Discipline is also used for some of the skills, so that's why I have both Focus and I have Brace, so that you can have 2 different boons at different times. Then everything else that I put on is just to increase my build and make it so it's overall more powerful. Now, you're going to have 2 slots at the bottom that you can fill with whatever, but you do have a little bit of mana, so you can consider infusing your weapon with some elemental damage as well. Now, if you also look at my back, I currently do not have the 110 capacity backpack. I have the backpack, I think it's called like a strong box backpack or something like that. I might have got the name wrong, but anyway, it gives you a little bit more protection. That's why I have it instead. Now we're going to be testing out the build a little bit. You don't have to stay to watch this, but if you want to see why it's so effective, then I'd advise staying and watching a little bit. Now, these robots, and most robots in general in this game, have a high physical resistance, and that's why I'm not able to 1 or 2 shot them. I'm still able to do a fair amount of damage, but they can't do a lot of damage to me unless they use their fire. So throughout this, I'm just letting them hit me a couple times to demonstrate how many hits I can take. I believe I take 10 physical hits and 1 fire hit. So, and I still had a lot of health left, so it didn't really do that much to me. There you go. So after taking that many hits, I'm pretty much at half health, so I could have taken twice as many, and that's a lot of hits for this game, because this game does not allow you to get hit a billion times and still survive. Now, when I looked in the chest, I actually ended up getting a Marble Great Axe, and I switched it out because I feel like this weapon's a little better than the Giant. So, as you can see, I got a new axe. It does a little more physical damage. It says it's a little bit slower. I don't really see it. So, I'd advise getting it if you can. And it's not that rare. You can just find it in a bunch of chests. Now, I froze the frame a little bit so you can just see what I'm rocking with. And you can see the 15% elemental resistance for everything because I have a Discipline boot on. Now, here's another robot. So once again, this guy isn't going to be doing a lot of damage to me. I'm not going to be doing a lot of damage to him. But the thing is, I have some abilities that will go through his armor, so it won't even matter. And that's going to be the leap. You're going to see me do that in a second. Also, you can see how my blocking, he's barely able to penetrate it. And that's because I have abilities that don't allow him to. It makes it so it's a lot harder to break through my block. You can also see how that leaped at half his health, even though I have physical and he has physical resistance. I'm going to show you it on some other guys. Now, if you can time your blocks really well in this, you'll be able to do a lot better than I can. I usually block a little early for some reason, but you can see how the combos work out in this. Now that I have both a Rage Boon and a Discipline Boon, I'm able to just get through these guys no problem. I use that attack that doubles the damage, and then I'm going to use this one to finish the guy off. So it's really nice being able to combo that stuff on this guy, and he is a tank, so he can take a lot of hits, like you can see in this battle, but he does a lot of damage as well. So anyway guys, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, then please hit the like button, sub if you haven't already subbed, and turn the notification bell on if you enjoy or want to see more of these types of videos. Anyway guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Peace.